The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
Damn!
You are watching The DL Show on Dave's Guitar Channel.
All right, everybody. It's Wednesday night, June 19th. We are back.
It's
Gentlemen.
Juneteenth.
Yeah, it is Juneteenth. I don't even know what that means, but it's
Neither
Juneteenth.
do I, but my woke-ass company gave me the day off, so thank you, June.
Oh,
I had to work.
welcome, everybody. Welcome, Matt.
Hello.
Bill, and Joe. Good evening, Cold Roses. Anyways, guys, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. I just wanted to lightly brush with this. Have you guys seen this Karen Reed case going on in the news?
There we go.
Again with the Karen Reed.
Have you guys been following it at all?
Hell no.
Yeah, well, you know, it's almost over. The prosecution's almost going to rest. I think they have 2 more days of testimony. And the funny thing is, people sometimes will say to me, "Oh, I think she hit him. I don't know if it was second-degree murder." Folks, this is like you saying to me that somebody died from gunshot wounds to the head, and you're blaming the girl with the knife. And then you're saying, "Well, let me tell you why. Let me tell you, they had a tumultuous." What does that have to do with it? These are gunshot wounds, and there's a knife. This guy was not hit by a car. They sit there and they said his arm was hit by the car. The plastic polycarbonate that has some would take between 900 to fucking 6,500 forces of pressure, exploded, cut his arm. Oddly enough, with all that pressure, it didn't break his arm. It didn't bruise his arm. It didn't cause a contusion. Folks, if you're watching this case, the car never hit the guy. Anything else you want to tell me about their relationship, about anything else about them, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's insane if you think that this woman...
It's irrelevant.
It's totally irrelevant. The guy wasn't hit by a car.
Right.
The guy wasn't hit by a car. So all you got to sit there and say is, I don't care what you think you have for information. The person is dead from a gunshot wound that didn't happen from a knife. So it's not a car accident. He's clearly beaten up. I don't know what happened. I don't know the backstory. I can tell you that if you're telling me she did it and it's with a car, you're wrong. That is not. And then you got to bring out the testimony of people and to tell you they need all these doctorates to come out and say this wasn't a car accident. Meanwhile, the guy from the police side couldn't have looked any dumber and any less qualified. Honestly, if anybody is interested in being on the state police in Massachusetts, I believe in a few weeks there's going to be several job openings. There's going to be about 3 or 4 guys getting their fucking ass kicked out of the department. That is no question. How long to die in the cold or hoss long, to me, doesn't even matter. Doesn't matter what anybody did. The
No, I think
person
what
wasn't
people's
hit by a
saying is
car.
You remember that other girl that was accusing her of it looked up that thing. How long?
No,
did
I
that-
know everything about the case. My point is, you
That's what
could
he's
throw
referring
that. No, I know, but everything about the case, you could take everything. None of it matters. The person wasn't hit by a car. There isn't one contusion on the body. He had a black eye, a cut in the back of his head. And first of all, the cop says he got hit by the car and was flung into the snow where he died.
Wait, haven't they done an autopsy on this guy?
How did he get throw up and blood on the front of his shirt?
Where's the forensics team on this shit? I mean,
Oh, there is no the forensic. Well, the prosecution's been putting up their case. Their forensic team is the forensic team of Howard, and Fine. It is insane. But that's my question. Oh, he just got hit and thrown into the snow, and that's where he died? How did he get vomit and blood on the front of his shirt? Wouldn't you have to be standing like you were fighting, getting beat up, getting mugged, and that's how you get blood on your front of your shirt? It is so absurd. And the absurdity now is getting to me to the point where people are like, oh no, I got a buddy who's a cop. He said there's a lot of stuff you don't know about this case. Let me tell you what I do know about the case. That guy wasn't hit by a car. Case is over.
yeah.
You don't have to. What do you got? Oh, she confessed to it. She said, oh, really? Well, let me tell you what she confessed to. She confessed to shooting somebody with a knife. The guy wasn't hit by a car. What the fuck else do you want me to tell you?
How he did die.
Hey, Doug Smith, very cool. Secondary dominance. I like him. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, secondary dominance are when before you go to a chord that's going to be a resolution, you use a secondary dominant, which is the dominant chord to that resolution to make that feel more strong as the one. So if you're playing like a 1-6-4-5, you could play a 1-6-4, and then you would play the secondary dominant to the 5. So it would be like if the 5, if you're playing in the key of G, the 5 would be D. So you would play an A7 before the D7. So you'd give a more of a.
No. Grab the acoustic. I'm from Missouri. Show me.
Before I go on a tangent of secondary dominance, let me just say, you can't tell me you played the wrong note on the guitar if you're the piano player. The guy wasn't hit by a car. Oh, I know some stuff. There's some other stuff about text messages. It doesn't matter what the text message is going to tell me. The guy wasn't hit by a car. You're saying she killed him with a car. He wasn't hit by a car. Doesn't have one bruise on his body. Not one bruise. They say the light hit his arm on the car. This polycarbonate that has 6,500 pounds of tolerance hit his arm and shattered and scratched his arm. Didn't bruise the arm. It just put scratches and even scratches that looks like it would be from a claw or a bite mark from a dog.
Well, wait a minute. If he was hit and killed, I don't think there would be bruising anyway because, he's dead.
No, he was alive for hours. He died,
really?
and they claim she hit him around 1 a.m. He died around 7 a.m.
Okay. In the snow or in a hospital?
Hypothermia. Also, he was beat up. He had a black eye, a gouge in the back of his head, throw up and blood all over the front of his shirt. And there's a plow guy that drove by at 2 a.m. and said there was no body on the ground.
And was he, had he been drinking?
He was drinking. He was obviously in a fight. He looks like look at his pictures. He looks like he got beat up in a fight. But there isn't one injury below the neck except for scratches, which looks like the house that he was at had a dog. Oddly enough, they rehomed the dog. Oh yeah, they rehomed themselves. They sold the house. They moved out of there. He was an ex-cop, but none of that matters. Even though that all sounds like it's nefarious, I'm not saying anybody did anything nefarious. I'm just saying, you're saying she hit him with a car. He wasn't hit by a car. End of story. Love Won't Let Me Wait, one of my favorites. Now, there's also a great version on what's the name of the album? I think it's called Any Love from 1988 by Luther Vandross. He does a cover of the Major Harris song Love Won't Let Me Wait that I think is really nice. I like the original better, but I do love the anyone buy anything from Alex Van Halen auction? I bought the toothbrush he used on the Diver Down tour. Please tell me, Neil, you're kidding.
How about the loincloth from the Pretty Woman video?
I seriously doubt Alex saved a toothbrush from the diver.
Unfortunately,
He was joking. He was joking.
Yeah, of course. Unfortunately for Diver Down, I bought the album,
Yeah.
and that's where my relationship with Diver Down ends.
I saw the tour.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. But back then, I would have seen any Van Halen tour because, they're not just.
Yeah, Doug Smith, he was beat up, but no bruises, no contusions, no internal bleeding, nothing that shows a car crash. A car went into him, and the taillight is made of polycarbonate. Does anyone know how hard it is to break polycarbonate, how to shatter it? You would have to hit it into another immovable object and put like 7,500 pounds of pressure on it, like backing into it, another car. But hitting a person won't do it. And next week, you'll see they're going to have two guys from the FBI come on and testify that there's no way that a car hit this guy. But the fact that this thing is even brought to trial just goes to show you the Massachusetts State Police are in dire fucking straits. And if anyone's looking for a job, and you can apparently, if you can count to three while using your fingers, you might get hired.
1, a 2, a 3.
Jamaican guys who put the toothbrush in their butthole. Wasn't that from a movie, or was that real?
I don't know.
Alex Van Halen, did I see he's retiring? Let's talk about music for a minute. This is a guitar
a
show.
long time ago, man.
But didn't he come out and say that's it? He's done?
I am going to get that book. He's got a book coming out called Brothers that I'm definitely going to buy and read because it should have some interesting shit.
I thought it was in a movie. Anyone buy anything? Okay, yeah, let me see what else. Joe, what is that Vox? Someone's asking about.
That's that 61. What is that? AV? It's the AV30. It's
okay.
It's the most beautiful looking amp, and it sounds like utter shit. But I found one good use for it. When you play like a C standard guitar going through fuzz, it's the greatest sludge doom.
It's a doom metal amp. Doom metal practice amp.
I can't get a fucking decent sound out of it in E standard tuning. I got my fucking Strat right next to me here, but when you play a fuzz through it, like even that $29
right. So when you're channeling your inner electric wizard,
Sleep, Electric Wizard, all the good shit. Sabbath is, but yeah, otherwise, honestly, if you want a versatile amp that does anything, get a Katana. And I avoided the cult of the Katana for about 3 or 4 years before I finally said, you know what? That looks nice in white. They had the limited one.
I jumped right on it.
yeah.
I picked one up, and I'm telling you, even in the app, in the editor, you can get tones out of that thing. They're like, holy shit, everyone's right. They're not just fucking selling me something.
Krellbot, didn't you have a Boss Katana?
Yes, I got back in 2018. It was a 1x12. I liked it so much, I got the head version too.
Oh, but you still
Because
have it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you sold it. Okay. AC-15. I like the AC-15 C1. Is that the English made? I like it better than the AC-30 only because I think I like the breakup stage better on the AC-15 without
modeling.
busting my eardrums.
Has
What's
anyone tried the Line 6 Helix?
I think Bingham had it.
Did he?
I think so. Katana solid state modeling or tube? No, it's solid state.
I think all modeling.
It's a solid state amp. It's not a modeling amp.
Oh, the Katana
That's
is
the whole point of modeling is using solid state to model.
Yeah, yeah.
What?
No modeling has tubes, right?
Yeah, when you say modeling, it's modeling a tube.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, modeling is a digital amp,
Yep.
and solid state is where it's a solid state transistor amp, but it's built like a tube amp. Other than the fact that it's
That's a gray
I tell
area.
you know
because
what?
Even though it's digital chips are solid state because there's.
no, I
transistors
understand
in it.
that, but I'm differentiating why one they call one solid state amp and one a modeling amp. When they
Yeah.
say modeling amp, they're inferring that there's a digital brain that is giving you the sound and reproducing a sound that they've taken from elsewhere, whereas a solid state amp is basically working like a tube amp. It's generating its own sound. It's not reproducing a. I
I'll
like
tell you
the
one thing
valve.
about the.
I don't know.
Those things just
Valves.
give me option anxiety, man. Anything that you can dial in and you've got like thousands of things to choose from.
That's the thing. You get crippled by
Yeah.
choice.
I'm like, fuck it, man. I just want a pedal that has like a couple of knobs. You know, I don't
Well,
want-
yeah,
But
so
that's
the
what
valves,
you do. You find a couple of presets you like. You make a few presets you like. That's all you need.
Yeah, I
The
know.
option's there to make what you want. And the one thing about the Katana that really impresses me, you could have a dirty, fucking crunchy tone, and you roll back the volume and it's clean. Like they say those tube amps do, but I can never afford a fucking tube amp.
Right. So the Katanas are more like amps, but the Helix thing is just a unit. You have to plug it into like a PA or some kind of a speaker.
right? So the Helix is a modeling unit that doesn't have the amplifier part of it. It doesn't have the power section to
Right.
power speaker, and yeah. But the solid state amps, like I don't know if you guys ever watch. I'm going to butcher his name, so somebody help me. Who does all those Marshall videos? Jorg?
Oh, I know who you're talking.
I think you talked about him once before. I don't remember.
Yeah. He always does videos, but he played like an early '80s Yamaha solid state amp, and that thing sounded awesome. And I looked it up, and every place else was sold out of it. Like there was no used ones around, so those were good. So there are some good solid state. I mean,
Well, Yamaha.
I have a Jazz Chorus is a solid state amp I love.
Line 6 is owned by Yamaha.
Now they are, yeah. They went through several ownerships. When they first started and they were like in Agora Hills, they started and they sold to, they had a deal, I think, with Command, KMC Music, which was owned by Fender. So Fender owned them sideways.
Johann Segerborn.
Yeah,
Segborn.
Segborn. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. And I think the Katana, like there are some good solid state amps. A PV Solo 6. I used to have a Bandit. Play George Benson. Yeah, a lot of the jazz guys do. Like there are some good jazz. I mean, there are some jazz amps that are okay. A lot of the jazz guys I see around here are playing Quilter. I'm not a big fan of the Quilter amps. What's the difference between Agora Hills and Beverly Hills? About 35 minutes.
Yeah.
Agora Hills is if you're in the valley, it's heading towards if you're in the West Valley, it's heading even more northwest, towards like Thousand Oaks. It's actually the town right before Thousand Oaks on the 101. If your ultimate goal is to get to Santa Barbara, that's where you'd find Agora Hills. And Beverly Hills is. I have an update from Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
It was so cold last night. The people were contracting gonorrhea for the burning sensation.
Yeah, that's easy.
So, what's the place in Agora Hills? That venue, Matt?
Oh, that would be the Canyon Club?
Canyon Club. Place is great.
I saw Steve Morse there. He did a double bill where it was the Dregs, but the Steve Morse band opened for him. So he played two sets. You know, he played the trio and then he did the Dregs show.
So unfortunate. No, KOTLA says, if money is not an option, what's the best tube amp for acoustics? I don't know that there's a tube amp best for acoustics because there's a company called, I think it's AER. I could be wrong on the
That
name.
sounds
It's been a
familiar.
while. It's a German company. In my opinion, playing into an amplifier, that's the best acoustic amplifier I ever played. I might be wrong on the 3 letters. I think it's AER.
It's AER. You're correct.
Yeah, they're a German company, and they're fantastic. Somebody said something about Fishman. I think it's Doug Smith. Fishmans are fine. When I switched to the Takamine Cool Tube preamp guitar, the Cool Tube preamp is so good, I stopped even using a pedal board for acoustic, where I used to use a compressor, and I just use a little reverb. And I think anytime you have any pedal or some type of compression for a guitar is important. In fact, I watched a video where a guy was talking about the expression system from Taylor, and he was showing how most people dial it in, and he says to dial it in the opposite. And so at my gig, I told Jimmy to do it, and it really improved the sound of his guitar. The Loudbox isn't bad. I wouldn't put it in my top 5 acoustic amplifiers, but I think it's a good amplifier. I mean, it's great. But that AER that is like, it is nuts. It is so good. For a lot of
pickups.
What's that?
Have you tried any of the Fishman pickups?
I think they're good. The Fishman, the electric guitar or the acoustic?
Electric.
Yeah, I mean, like what
I
the
tried
Gristle Boy.
I tried the
Greg Koch.
Greg Koch Gristle
Yeah.
pickups. Man, they were absolutely amazing. I tell you, covered it all, man. It sounded like the perfect blend of a single coil and a humbucker. I mean, it got really dirty, but still had a lot of clarity and definition. It was really good.
Yeah. Ed Dana, the Johnny Cash Black Acoustic is a Martin D35. I don't think your D35 has a built-in I don't think you have a D35 that has a built-in compressor. I'm not buying it. And you guys know that Johnny Cash wanted a black D35 and Martin refused to make it for him. Now, I know it's not a D35. But Martin refused to make it for him, and a couple of the guys at the plant did it sneakily. They did it for him.
Yeah, go, Johnny.
Because he wanted it for the episode of Columbo.
But how do you say no to Johnny Cash?
That's a true story because it was going to be on Columbo.
And did they get fired?
No, but then
Because
it
no one
became
knows
the Johnny Cash model, and the guy Chris Martin, I guess, who's the owner, acquiesced and was like, "Okay, we'll paint it black." He thought it was like sacrilege to blacken all that beautiful wood.
Oh, well, okay.
It's on episode Columbo, and it's like, how the fuck that get on there?
Johnny Cash said, "I have a lot of lady friends. They like the black lumber." Thank you. Did Greg Lake play? I think Elvis played one too. That sounds great. I think Greg Lake used to play a J200, didn't he?
That makes sense.
I'm just trying to think of what I remember seeing him play.
Are you talking about the 12 string or?
Play what? Who the fuck knows what Greg Lake plays?
Oh,
No,
you
I
know what the
actually seen
problem
him a
was?
couple
Because
times,
here's
so.
That's a great point, Matt. Here's why I know. Because I had a student, and for 3 straight months, we only did ELP songs. So we would do "Still You Turn Me On," "From the Beginning," and so I would be like, and this guy was like, I want to play it just the way he plays. So I had to watch the videos and see where his fingering was, and I'm like, okay, this is where it is. This is how we did. And actually, it was good because
Custom made.
let me show you
300.
something.
Yeah, he's finally getting the fucking guitar.
No, it was important because you know the song "From the Beginning,"
I knew that was you gonna say.
right? Yeah, everyone knows that song, right?
Yep.
But what I didn't know until I watched him play it was he plays the first A minor 9 like this, which is like a C here and a G here, and then everything else open. And so And I wouldn't know that until I had to, because this guy was like, "No, you got to watch him play. He puts chords in weird places." So, and that was from watching Greg Lake play it. Otherwise, I would never. I thought it was a 12 string, so I would assume it was here
What song is that? I recognize that.
from the beginning.
That's
You
the
know,
name of the song.
tell me the things I've done might be unkind. But then again, you know that song, don't you, Matt? Then it goes, but we are all clear. You were meant to be here.
Yeah, I recognize that.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so that was one of the songs we did. And we also did Still You Turn Me On, which is in drop D. And still you turn me. And so after a while, you end up watching like a lot of early Greg Lake. Greg Lake's a great guy to watch videos from because it's almost like watching Dave's Guitar Channel. At one point, he's real young and thin. Then he balloons up nicely where he looks like he should be shopping at Thornton Mellon's Tall and Fat store. And then unfortunately in his story he dies. Oh,
Jeez.
he stayed big, and that was the end of him. Hey, Hugh. But yeah, so really, I don't know if anyone's seen Anthony Marinelli's channel. Anthony Marinelli was a guy that used to program keyboards for Michael Jackson, Thriller, and he's done a lot of other work. And he's really, really, from what I can tell on his YouTube channel, just a really nice guy. He did a great interview with Robert Margoloff, who created the Tonto synthesizer in the early 70s, who basically produced Stevie Wonder's 4 albums in the early 70s. And then later he produced one of Krelba's favorite albums from 1980. Now, he's a big synthesizer guy, and he produced one of Krelba's favorite albums from 1980. Nothing, Krell?
Oh, the game?
He's a synthesizer guy.
Favorite album from 1980?
One of your favorite albums from 1980.
Freedom of Choice. Yeah. Did not know that.
Yeah. What is Lucky Man? Let me see if I remember how it even goes. What a lucky man. Sheep. I just remember. Awful song. Actually, Lucky Man's not bad.
Both.
I think Why Are You Gay was actually Obama's employee. Krell is Jerry Cheevers or Jason Voorhees.
And I said both.
Oh.
I used to watch Jerry Cheevers when he played for the Bruins years ago. He was the last one to, I believe he was one of the last ones to wear a flat mask on his face.
Huh. Oh, yeah, because he's saying because you have the masks behind you. But anyways, Margoloff, who produced like those early Stevie Wonder records, he produced, he's the guy that produced the Freedom of Choice record. And it's a great interview because in the middle of the interview, Mark Mothersbaugh pops in and he's like, hey, just want to thank you for the, it was great. But it's a great video if you guys are interested in like any synthesizer stuff, because Anthony Marinelli couldn't get over the fact that on those Stevie records, he didn't use a mini Moog, that it was all this big Tonto with all real big Moog parts and everything. Interesting stuff anyways. Really quickly, just getting back to that secondary dominance, that thing that he was talking about. Like if you have G, I don't know if you can hear this, G to E minor to C, you could play an A7 to D. And now it sounds like that resolved. And then you can bring it back to this resolution. So it's just it's actually used a lot in like some country stuff where if you want to go like even in like Georgia, that song like Georgia. Georgia, right? Because you get into the E minor, and so to get to the E minor, you use that dominant chord. It's because in the key of G, the B7 would not be a dom; it would be a B minor 7. But you make it a major, and it becomes the secondary dominant to the E minor, or you would use it with not a secondary or a dominant substitution. Either way, Anthony was worried about getting home on Wednesday. He was.
Anthony.
The taunt, that's not bad. Krell, the J Silver Heels amp. So when I first moved to LA, there used to be my buddy. You remember my buddy Rick Schaff?
Yeah.
He lives in Florida, by the way. He's in Tampa.
Oh, is it? All right.
Yeah. Him and his brother. So Rick lived on I can't remember the name of the street, but he lived right there behind. There was that bar that was right on the docks. I can't remember what the name of it was now. Not City Side, City something side. And anyways, Jay Silverheels had a boat, and it was always docked right there. It was the first one on the slip. Do you guys know studio guitarist? I didn't know Tim, but I knew of him, and I knew one of his techs that was his and Rick's tech that used to come in when I ran West LA Music. Rick being Rick Springfield. He was a great player. I love Tim Pierce. Tim Pierce is one of those guys that, like, if you were in LA, if you were into the session guys, you knew who he was. But most people are not, and so they don't know who people are. Yeah, he wasn't a famous session guy till I think he did his YouTube channel, because like I could mention Tim Pierce and guys like Dan Huff back in those days, and people would look at me like, who? And I'm like, I mean, Dan Huff, who's produced some big country acts, he was a shredder back in the day. Do you remember the band Giant? Any of you guys remember Giant? That was Dan Huff. Then he's producing, what's her name? Faith Hill, Carrie Underwood. He produced a Megadeth album, Cryptic Writings, which I think is their best sounding album. I don't think it's their best album, but if you said to me what's the best produced Megadeth record, I would definitely say it's Cryptic Writings.
Euthanasia.
So Euthanasia sounds great. I don't think it sounds as good as I think it might be a better album though than Cryptic Writings. It's just not as produced as well. Let me ask you guys this: are you guys Aerosmith fans?
Yeah. Older Aerosmith.
Yeah,
Well,
only when they were on drugs.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's discuss this. Really, Aerosmith put out 6 albums before they disbanded and changed members around before they got back together. So let's just talk about the first 6 records, right? We've got Aerosmith featuring Dream On, which originally was just called Aerosmith. It was re-released as featuring Dream On in 76 when they re-released it. Okay, then you have Get Your Wings, Toys in the Attic, Rocks, Draw the Line, Night in the Ruts.
Which is a great album.
Which one?
Night in the Ruts.
That's when we're walking in the sand.
I love Mia on that album. Na na na. What is that? It's like a na 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 na. Oh, I love that. I love that. Na na na. Anyways, what's the best album? What's their best album? We have an argument going on when I go play at my gig at Martini's. There's a girl there, and she claims Get Your Wings is their best album, and then tells me Lord of the Thighs is the best song, or Seasons of Wither, where I say I think Too Bad is the best song on that album. Do you guys remember Too Bad?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's Rocks. And I said most people will say it's Toys in the Attic. It's just the more
That's
loved, revered album. And then I asked my student today, who's a huge Aerosmith fan, and he says, no, I think it's the first album. And I was like, well, and I said, well, the first album can't be for me because I dislike Write Me a Letter so much.
Yeah. Although moving on is or moving out.
Fantastic. One Way Street, fantastic. Somebody, fantastic.
What's the one
Make
that's
It-
back in the saddle?
That's Rocks.
It's rock. Oh, okay, let me look at rocks here because they always say
Rocks
Yeah,
is
I think
Rocks
it's
is back.
between. For me,
Go ahead.
it's almost a toss up. Toys or Rocks, but Rocks might edge it out.
For me, it's Rocks, and I have to say, I do love You See Me Crying on Toys in the Attic. I do love No More, No More. The reason why it's not Toys in the Attic for me is I don't care for Uncle Salty or
10-inch.
Adam's Apple. I do love Get the Let Out. I do love Licking a Promise, Home Tonight, Back in the Saddle, Last Child.
I can't believe you don't
Rocks
like
is-
Uncle Salty or Adam's Apple. Those are great riffs.
Uncle Salty told me a story. I just don't love it. I think it's all right. Have you ever heard I Feel Like a Woman by Shania Twain? How did she not get sued by Aerosmith? She stole Uncle Salty. Oh yeah, Big 10-inch is I can't stand it. It's like to me that's
I like that song.
Yeah, I can't
a
stand it.
parody song. It belongs on the Dr. Demento show.
yeah, true.
Right after Kip Ardana's Wet Dream.
Just for the hell of it.
Yeah. He told me I blew a seal. I said, leave my private life out of it. Adam's Apple's the best tune on that album? No. First of all, Sweet Emotion is phenomenal. There's no getting over. That's one of the greatest rock and roll songs of all time. Round and Round is very good. You See Me Crying's fantastic. Toys in the Attic is great. No More, No More might be the best song for me.
Yeah.
I go with Back in the Saddle.
That's on Rocks. We're talking Toys.
Oh, you're just talking that album.
Yeah, so to me, it's Rocks without a, because every song in the Nobody's Fault combination, every song in the album, when I could listen to that album straight through, and I'm like, all right, I'll take it. Whereas Big 10-inch, I don't want to hear.
No.
I don't want to hear Write Me a Letter. I don't want to hear fucking Train Kept a Rolling. Here's Train Kept a Rolling, where the two guitar solos are played by non-members of the band.
Well, the only good part of that is the live version. The studio version sucks.
What do you mean?
Well, on the album, they start out with the studio version in it.
Oh yeah, but I think it's the same. I think they add the audience. I think they're both studio. It's just they you know, there's two songs that they put together from the Yardbirds: Train Kept a Rolling and Get Along. And then when they go to the live sounding part, they play Get Along, where it's Get Along, sweet little woman, where it's more, you know, because the Yardbirds wrote the same song 4 or 5 times over.
Well, it's,
kinda
the
like
same, it's the same music. It's
Yeah. Oh, it's the same. Just like the Kinks when they did Am I singing Paranoia the Destroyer, or am I singing All Day and All the Night? They're the same damn song.
Yeah, Bug, I mentioned that a while ago. Walking in the Sand.
Yeah, Walking in the Sand was a cover though, so I don't know. See like the other day. Wait, what movie was that in? Was that Goodfellas? The
No.
original version? Wait, are you telling me the original version of Walking in the Sand is not in Goodfellas? Why am I thinking it's the song with the Billy Bats part? And who did that song?
The Shangri-Las. But
Shangri-
let's see. Yeah, Shangri-La.
Walking the Dog is an
yeah,
old...
yeah, it was on the Goodfellas soundtrack.
I'm telling you, I could have sworn it was in that movie.
You're too busy watching fucking.
Unfortunate bug. So the lead solos in Train Kept a Rolling is Dick Wagner and Steve Hunter, who were Alice Cooper's guitar players. And Dick Wagner also played the guitar solo on Same Old Song and Dance on that album.
He did some Kiss solos too, right?
He did Sweet Pain. And what else did he do?
Why didn't the
I think
Aerosmith
something else
guitarist
on that
play them?
album. I think he's on Destroyer.
Why didn't
because, and I don't know if you've heard Bob Ezrin talking about. Have you guys seen Kiss Destroyer? First of all, not my favorite Kiss album. However, they re-released it with new mixes where Bob Ezrin went back and remixed the record. Are you guys familiar with this?
No.
And they put Ace's solo back in Sweet Pain. And Ezrin was like, I don't know why I had Wagner come in and play it. I might have just been a dickhead to Ace Frehley about it. Because he goes, his solo is great. A quick question about a chord you showed in your lesson, Al Wilson. It's the B6. Is B6 the same as B major 7 with a different bass?
He plays on Beth. He plays the acoustic guitar on Beth too.
Okay, so let me just think. It's G major 7 to G major 7. They're G's, not B's. Oh, no, it's an F when I go to the F. No, the only time it goes to a 7, from a 6 to a 7 and back to a 6 is on the F chord when it goes, oh, now these are the hands of and so what you're doing is you're playing an F chord, then you're adding the 6, which would be a D on top, and then you're playing the major 7, which would be the E on top, back to the 6, which would be the D on top. So it's these are the hands of whoa, show and tell. Oh yeah. Well, Larry Carlton really did. He played on 3 Steely Dan albums, but technically only 2 because he played on the Royal Scam in Asia. Because on Gaucho, even though he's the guitar player on Third World Man, that was from an earlier album session. It wasn't. In fact, Larry Carlton claims when he read the review of Gaucho, they were commenting on his solo being like the highlight of the album. And he goes, I didn't play on this record. So he had to go out and buy it and found out that Third World Man was a reworked version of an earlier song they were doing on either Royal Scam or Asia. And Royal Scam is really the record he did the brunt of the work on. He had those songs for 6 months. He did all the charts for him. He worked out the solos. On Asia, he didn't have that big of a part. Yeah. So F6. Oh, I see what you're asking, JS. That makes sense. So F6 is FAD. And yes, B flat major 7 will be FAD over a B flat bass. So yes. In fact, JS, I look at a lot of chords that way when people sit there and say, like, if you say C major 7, everyone here knows what a C major 7 is, right? C, E, G, B. And I look at it as like an E minor over C, E, G, B over C. So if I play this, I'm going to play this scale. So I'm going to play with the F sharp, whereas most people will hear this as a C major 7 and play, and that F naturals clashes to me with the chord. So like, or. So I like the F sharp better. So if you're playing, as opposed to, doesn't sound as good. Dean Parks played on, he played on a lot of songs. This is John. Okay, John. Yeah, Dean Parks. I think I saw Dean Parks playing pedal steel for a country guitar player one night up in the valley. He's a great player. Yeah, I did. That's one thing I wish I learned how to play. What about you guys? Pedal steel? Would you ever play it?
Yeah.
It's a difficult instrument. I know that.
It just has that sound. You see a country band and they have a pedal steel guitar player. Even
Yeah.
if the band stinks, you're like, man, I love that sound. That
Yeah,
pedal steel
you know,
is
it's funny. We went through a block party up in Woonsocket down here, and me and Leo. You remember Leo, right?
Let me see if I remember what you said. I went up to a party down in Woonsocket.
Yeah, that's a Rhode
that's
Island
the
thing.
lyric right there.
That's. But anyways, no, there was this band playing, and they weren't particularly good, but the guy playing pedal steel was really good.
Yeah. You know, so a couple of years ago, and Paul Franklin's awesome, just amazing. A couple of years ago, I wanted to explore doing some singing and playing, like very ethereal sounding stuff, kind of like the Blue Nile meets David Gilmour's The Blue. Do you guys know the song The Blue? Da, da, da. That type of thing, ethereal. And but I couldn't find a piano player that I liked that wanted to do it. But I had a girl that was going to do pedal steel. I like weird instrumentation, acoustic guitar, electric guitar, like an upright bass, a piano player, and a pedal steel. To me, that's like you can get so many interesting sounds out of that. Yeah, the fiddle's tough. Anyone here know the difference between a violin and a fiddle?
It's the way you play it.
No, a violin has strings and a fiddle has strings. That's an old Nashville joke.
You be
Sounds
fiddling,
like
you be violin,
okay. So Ricky Compton says, "I'm not a jazzer, but I just I like it. I mean, I like all music. I think jazz has its place. I
all
like
genres. They all.
I
have
like a lot
their-
of I like harmony. So the more harmony something has, like Charlie Brown. First of all, I know it's the most depressing song in the world, but to me, there's nothing better than
Yeah,
that
shoot up
chord
the
right
heroin
there.
Christmas.
Makes you want to kill yourself. It's fucking beautiful. So Ricky Compton just mentioned Bob Dylan. And I want to bring this up because Joe, you brought me a list, a four band list, and there are people that constantly put this together with like the greatest bands of all time, and it's like four bands. I think one of them might have been U2, which is false.
There was two pictures I sent you. There was the one with the top,
Oasis, right, the top 10. You know, I'm
the
just
top 10. I think
Yeah.
you're mixing them up.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, Oasis was voted as one of the greatest bands.
No, that you're mixing the list up.
What was the four that you sent me?
Let me go to the chat and open it up because I
All
sent
right,
that to you
all right.
on Facebook.
Oh, that's what you're doing. You're looking it up. I'm like watching. I'm like, why is his hand nervously twitching? I'm like, oh, it's a mouse.
Okay, so it said which band had the greatest impact on rock history?
Okay.
The Beatles, Black Sabbath, Oasis, or Pink Floyd?
Beatles.
Black Sabbath.
Black Sabbath.
Yeah, I mean, you
No, I
can
think
argue always the Beatles. You could argue Black Sabbath. Well, Pink Floyd, I don't think you can argue. You couldn't convince me that they.
No, I have reasoning.
Even
for my
Ozzy
choice.
says he was influenced by Paul McCartney. So
Yeah, but there was only one Beatles. No one else sounded like the Beatles. Pink Floyd. No one else sounds like.
no
Pink
one else
Floyd.
sounded like the Beatles. Have you heard of the Knickerbockers? Have you heard of
But you know what I'm.
Buckingham's?
Yeah, but Black
they were all
Sabbath
trying to
launched.
copy them. Yeah.
Black
Yeah.
Sabbath launched a whole genre that's still alive and growing today. They're the godfathers of heavy metal.
Yeah, but the stuff going
Oh,
today doesn't even resemble.
If you're going to ask
Some
me
does.
who I think had a bigger influence on a genre of music, there's no way anyone's going to beat Sabbath.
Yeah.
Isn't that what the question is, though?
Right. Oh, but you know what? Though, you guys, what's that comedian Joey something? He's always on series. This is Joey on Ozzy's Boneyard, and that motherfucker says the origin of heavy metal is Judas Priest, and I'm like,
Are you out of your
what were
fucking
you
mind?
comatose for 6 years?
Did he get
Rock
raped
and
by
roll.
Halford?
Dave Clark 5 had the Beatles sound. The Bo Brummels, thank you, Ed.
I like Dave Clark.
Oh, Joey Diaz, yes, Joey Diaz. Heavy metal started for me with Judas Priest. Yeah, on what planet?
Actually, you know, the Dave Clark hits. I can't really link it with the Beatles song. I'm Beatles song.
Because
Anyway,
Because you
does.
da da
But
da,
like
da.
any way you want it, or here we come again. Ooh.
Yeah, Glad All Over though is a little Beatle-ish, and come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, let me. And the name of the club is I Like It Like That. Come on. Iron Butterfly.
Come on.
I
One
Run
song,
Butterfly.
Come on.
I don't think I mean Iron Butterfly was a heavy riff, but I mean, so was Vehicle by the Ides of March. I wouldn't call it the founder of heavy metal. I'm afraid to string the rhythm back sedan. I want you to hop inside my car.
Jim
Now,
Petter.
what about that other one I sent you? That's a tough choice between those two Maiden albums, isn't it?
No, that was a tough choice. Okay, let's ask that question, gentlemen. You have a choice. You can only have one Maiden album, but you have to choose between the two we offer.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Number of the Beast, or what's the
Power
name of that
Slave.
album? Power
Power
Slave.
Slave.
Number of the Beast.
Really?
I've always said that's my favorite Maiden album.
I'm on the fence because I hold those in regard almost the same. I put Peace of Mind a little bit above it, and around Peace of Mind I might go with Power Slave. I think Aces High, 2 Minutes to Midnight. But I do love Number of the Beast. It's tough.
Well,
Baby, I'm for real.
let's-
I have to listen.
Let's look at the track listing. All right, we got on Number of the Beast. We have Invaders, Children of the Damned, The Prisoner, 22 Acacia Avenue, Number of the Beast, Run to the Hills, Gangland, and Hallowed Be Thy Name. Yeah, it might take it with that. But then let's pull up.
Power Slave's going to be. Let me see if I can pull Power Slave off the top of my head. It opens with Aces High, 2 Minutes to Midnight. Shit, there's 3 songs on this album or 4. Lost for Words next, or is that 4th?
I'm pulling it up.
Lost for
We have
Words
to
is the
throw
worst.
away.
Yeah, Aces High, 2 Minutes to Midnight, Lost for Words, Flash of the
And
Blade.
then Flash of the Blade's fantastic.
And then you got the Duelists,
Fantastic.
Also,
Back
his
in the-
favorite pedal.
Back in the Village,
Back in the Village is one of my favorites.
Power Slave,
Love it.
and The Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner.
I love it. Number of the Beast. The problem is
It may-
this.
but it's so,
I fast forward through Lost for Words every time. There's no way I'm listening to that. To me, Lost for Words is Quest for Fire without lyrics.
Oh my God.
In time. With...
In a time when dinosaurs roam the earth. And it's just.
I picture Fred Flintstone doing that.
What's the song they used to play for the Rhode Island nightclub?
Oh,
What was the
J.R.
Michael Schenker
Sasslin?
song?
Oh, Into the Arena.
Into the Arena. It is like folks, this is not going to be politically correct. Let's just say if Into the Arena were to have an extra unmatched chromosome, it would become Lost for Words.
Get down with it.
Okay, I will say this.
Sounds
Lost
good.
for Words is this to Into the Arena.
Mongoloid.
Mongoloid, he was a mongoloid. One
Good
chromosome
Lord,
too many.
They
By the way,
sound
folks,
almost
if you don't know
exact.
Mongoloid by Devo on their first album, you are doing yourself a disservice. It is
They
one of the
brought home the
songs that
bacon.
truly brings me joy. Alice Cooper's Love It to Death, awesome album. I don't
That's a
really know
great
Love It to
album.
Death. Is that the one that you like, Joe?
Yeah, that's the one with the Ballad of Dwight Fry, right?
Yeah.
I fucking
Now,
love that.
let me just say this because I'm being unfair. If it's between Peace of Mind and Number of the Beast, and as much as I dislike Quest for Fire, I still would take Peace of Mind because Where Eagles Dare, Revelation, Flight of Icarus, Die With Your Boots On, To Tame a Land, Still Life, The Trooper,
Yeah, it's fucking fuck.
and Sun and Steel. Sunlight
I
shining
think
on
I've
your
heard the
steel.
Trooper too many times. Though.
You know what I was listening to the other day, and I was like, you know what? This really was the last, like the midsection of Rush ends, I think, with a Farewell to Kings. I think they were just on the verge where I think Hemisphere starts that middle career that everyone loves with Permanent Waves and
I disagree.
Moving pitches.
I
you
disagree.
think
I think
you kinda think-
Hemispheres was the end of that first kind of conceptual album thing, and that Permanent Waves was a big departure from Hemispheres because they were influenced by more like new wave stuff.
right, but I think the sound on like Hemispheres is more in line with Permanent. Like I can hear them. Okay, this is the next album. Whereas when I listen to what's before Hemispheres, I'm blanking on the name now.
Farewell.
A Farewell to Kings. To me, it sounds like a continuation of 2112.
I don't
Very
think-
similar to the production and the songs. And what's it? It's dun, 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 the song of Farewell to Kings. It's very. I just feel like there's a bigger separation for me now more than ever than people used to always lump a Farewell to Kings and Hemispheres together because obviously Cygnus 1 and Cygnus 2, but I see them as being completely. Oh, by the way,
Look what Greg McCurry.
I
That's a
see he
good
says, "Are we not men of freedom of choice?"
Ooh, that's
Unfortunately, enough, those are my choices because we all know I like Duty Now the best.
Yeah, that's mine
Although,
too.
what's his name says it sounds terrible. I watched Mark Mothersbaugh say, if you want to own a good copy of it, get it on 8-track. He says they did a separate mix for 8-track, and that's the right mix.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
They
He
should
says he
remaster
hates-
it.
He says he hates the way it sounds. So for me, are we not men of freedom of choice? Oh my
Let's see.
God, that's tough.
Comeback Johnny on the first one. Gut feeling.
The only song
Sloppy.
I can say that I don't love on the first album is Shrivel Up.
Yeah.
I love Sloppy. I love Sloppy.
Song about
It's a God-given fact that you're running out of sap. Yes, you're running out of sap. That's Shrivel Up. But I'm trying to think of what's the worst song on
It's cool,
Freedom of
man.
Choice. Is it Ton of Love?
Freedom of choice. What the best song?
No, worst
Snowball's
song.
good. Oh, I like Snowball.
Oh, Snowball's fantastic. And a roll back down. And a roll back down. But I like I said, it might be Ton of Love, and I still like it. Just
Mr.
like I
B's
would say
Ballroom?
Triumph of. No, I love that song. Please come on out of there. Please, you're not going nowhere. Please put your hands on your head. Please, it's Mr.
Triumph
B's
of the Will
Ballroom.
Train.
Lotto. On Triumph of the Will is easily the worst song on Duty Now.
It was the triumph of the will.
It was a thing I had to do. Just terrible. Okay, Chain for Tian says, I saw Buckethead here in Denver June 1st. It was one of Madeline's first shows, last shows on the tour. She wasn't very good, but Buckethead was great, though not very animated.
Well, he's got a heart condition.
Yeah, he does, unfortunately.
Yeah, Zappa was the first producer. He signed Alice Cooper and produced like the first 2 records or something, and then
No, just the first one, which was Pretties for You.
oh, okay. Oh, you're an Alice Cooper fan.
Yeah, and I used to have every album. Don't anymore, but yeah, I think $1 Billion Babies is one of my Desert Island picks. I mean, that's from
Oh,
I love Donovan on that. We go dancing night with his heavy British accent on the song. While the room is rising in your hair. Oh, it's fantastic. I think, do you guys remember the first Greatest Hits album from Alice Cooper? I think it's like released in 74 because he did Teenage Lament 74 on it.
Yeah.
I love that compilation with Elected, $1 Billion Babies, Hello Hooray.
Is Talk
Those
Talk
are-
on there too?
What is?
Talk Talk, the cover of the Music Machine.
No, but
No.
Desperado is on it, Under My Wheels.
Telephone is ringing.
Welcome to My Nightmare was like a comeback album. Yeah, for me it was a go away album.
Yeah,
That's what had Only Women Bleed.
yeah. The original band was gone.
Yeah, Only Women Bleed is terrible. I know Dick Wagner is back with him on Lace and Whiskey because they did the one when I come home from work. Oh, what's the chorus? Oh, when I come home from work, I'm gonna wrap my arms around.
Ricky's right. Go to Hell was a great song.
All right.
Oh.
I found a Iron Maiden list. Iron Maiden albums ranked from worst to best.
Well, there's a lot I haven't listened to. I mean, the last album I really listened to was Somewhere in Time and a little bit of Seventh Son of the Seventh.
Oh,
Son.
Seventh Son is, I think it's a better album than
Yeah.
Somewhere in Time.
Then-
I've said it
then
before. I
after
don't like
that,
the
I stopped
production.
I thought Brave New World was great.
I think Matter of Life and Death could be one of their best albums.
So
Yeah, I have
it's
no
only
idea.
17 on this
Go
list.
ahead.
Okay. Coming in at 17 is
It's only
Virtual 11.
Yeah, that was one of the ones with Blaze Bailey.
Blaze Bailey. Yeah. Coming in at 16, No Prayer for the Dying from 1990.
I never liked the record. Is that Fear of the Dark, or is that Fear of the Dark a separate album?
I think
It's
Fear of the
separate
Dark
album.
is a separate album.
I think that was 91.
Oh yeah. The other one is what is the name? What was the hit on the 90 album? I had it. I did
It's
not
got
like it.
Hooksing You, No Prayer for the Dying, and Tail Gunner.
Yeah, not good.
Holy Smoke is on there.
Holy
No Prayer.
smoke! You've been gone too long in the midnight sea. Oh, that's Holy Diver.
It's another Blaze Bailey. It's the X Factor from 1995.
Terrible.
Here's number 14 is Fear of the Dark from 1992. But that is a good song, though. I
92.
do like the song.
Too long.
Coming in at number 13, Senjutsu from 2021.
Don't know it.
Coming in at 12, A Matter of Life and Death from 2006.
That would be in my top 6 or 7.
I got to go back and revisit that now that you said that. Coming in at 11.
I'll
from
tell you right
2000
now, Brighter Than 1,000 Suns on that album is as good as anything they've ever done.
Coming in at 11, The Final Frontier from 2010.
No way is that better than Matter of Life and Death.
Coming in at 10 is Dance of Death from 2003.
This fascination with death.
Horrible album cover. I remember the album cover was horrible. Coming in at number 9, Somewhere in Time from 1986.
I
love
agree that it is the
Here's
worst
what's in front
of the early Bruce Dickinsons. Although
Yeah.
I love the album, I just think the production stinks.
Okay. Coming in at number 8, Brave New World from 2000.
I will say this: Brave New World might not be better.
Coming in at number 7, The Book of Souls from 2015.
Saw the Book of Souls tour. It's not my favorite.
Okay. Coming in at number 6.
Hey,
Iron
John,
Maiden
what's up?
From Iron Maiden, 1980.
Yo, Happy Juneteenth.
There's no way that should be last.
Coming in at number 7 is Killers from 1981.
Well, I'm glad to see they definitely put Killers better than the first album because it is.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But Somewhere in Time is way better than that first album.
Coming in at number 4 is Peace of Mind.
No. Go Go on. Hold on. I can tell you right now. It's going to be number 3. Oh, number 3 is going to be Seventh Son.
Oh, you got that one. Okay. Number 2.
Number 2 is going to be Power Slave.
And number 1.
Number of the Beast.
Number of the Beast. Yes.
They agree with me.
I live
When
to
the
love.
Saints go.
Right, that's all it is.
Oh my God! This led to another list. Every Iron Maiden song ranked from worst to best. I can't do
Oh,
103.
no way.
No,
You want to do the top 20 at least?
Best Iron Maiden songs?
Yeah, from worst to best. We'll do the top
If
20.
the Tame of Land isn't number 1, I'm not interested. No, go ahead. Bring 'em.
Wait,
I'm
Quest
gonna
for
look.
Fire
Hold
is-
on. We got to find out where the Tame of Land is. Oh, it's not even on the list of 173 songs. Okay.
That's unbelievable to me.
How about Quest of Fire?
Hold on.
Quest for Fire.
I got to go all the way back to the
At a time when dinosaurs roam the earth.
We're doing top. Shit, I'm scrolling. Okay. They put
Happy
Wasted
birthday,
Years at
Hanoi.
34 and they put Flight of Icarus at 33? Come on.
What is it at?
Okay, we'll do because I love Maiden, we're going to do the top 25. Coming in at 25, Strange World from Iron
Oh,
Maiden.
hold on a second. Hannah Baum's birthday is today. Happy birthday,
Hey,
Hannah
happy
Baum.
birthday, Hanoi Bomb.
3 years younger than us.
Happy birthday to you.
All right, what do we got?
Happy birthday to you. Let me finish. Happy
Happy-
birthday, Hanoi Bomb.
Give him some balloons, Joe.
Happy birthday. Oh, yeah. To you. Fucking thing. Damn it.
No,
Yeah,
there we
here's
go.
some
There are
birthday
the balloons.
There we go. All right. Here's some fireworks, too. Okay. Coming in at 25 was Strange World from Iron Maiden, 1980.
No.
Coming in at 24, Infinite Dreams, Seventh Son of the Seventh Son.
Good song. Not my top 20.
I don't
But we're in the
know.
top 25. Coming in at 23, Revelations from Peace of Mind.
Good song.
Yep, top 10 for me.
Coming in at 22, The Prisoner from Number of the Beast.
Great song.
Coming in at 21, The Talisman from The Final Frontier.
I have no idea.
Neither do I. Coming in at 20, The Wicker Man from Brave New World.
I've heard of the song.
Coming in at 19,
I know it.
Coming in at 19 is Prowler from Iron Maiden, 1980.
Do not like it.
Passchendaele is at 18 from Dance of Death. Ugh. Really? Over Somewhere in Time and fucking get out of here.
Over the Prisoner.
Coming in at 17, Aces High from Power Slave.
Great song.
Hard to beat.
Coming in at 16, Fear of the Dark from Fear of the Dark.
No way is that better than Aces High.
Coming in at number 15 is 2 Minutes to Midnight from Power Slave.
It's poppier than Aces High, but I don't think it's a better song.
Coming in at 14, Murders in the Rue Morgue from Killers.
Great song.
Come on. Coming in at 13, If Eternity Should Fail from the Book of Souls. I think you're out of your fucking mind.
I have no
They
idea
are.
what song that is.
Coming in at 12, Remember Tomorrow from Iron Maiden.
Terrible.
I
Get
never
outta
bought
here.
that album.
I hate Remember Tomorrow.
I fucking love it. Coming in at 11, The Ides of March slash Wrathchilds from Killer.
That's a good one. Not a great one. Killers has better songs than this.
Coming in at 10, Iron Maiden from Iron Maiden.
Hey, you got a fanboy making this list.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
sounds like the list was made by me. You know how I love those first two albums. Coming in at 9, The Seventh
Okay,
Son
boy.
of a Seventh Son from Seventh Son of a Seventh Son.
No.
Number 7.
Coming in number 8 is The Trooper from Peace of Mind.
I knew the Trooper would be high up.
Coming in at 7, oh, that was 8. Yes, coming in at number 7 is Children of the Damned from Number of the Beast.
Interesting choice to say the Trooper was beat up by Children of the Damned.
Coming in at number 6 is Power Slave off of Power Slave.
Imagine
This
that.
list is retarded.
Coming in at number 5, Phantom of the Opera from Iron Maiden.
And that just topped it.
Coming in at number 4, Killers from Killers.
Yeah, Killers is great.
Coming in at number 3, Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner.
Great song.
I love that song. Coming in at
It's
number
great,
2.
but it's not as good as Aces High or To Tame a Land or The Trooper.
It's I don't know. It's an epic. Coming in at number 2 is The Number of the Beast off of The Number of the Beast.
Was it going to be Run to the Hills?
Hills. It's going to be
Yeah, why don't we guess? I'll tell you guys guess and I'll say yay and nay.
Run to the Hills.
The Hills.
No.
No.
Flight of Icarus.
Icarus.
No.
Did we already cover 2 Minutes to Midnight?
Yeah, but we did that one, but it's not that.
Somewhere in Time.
Nope.
Hold on, let me think.
Think of the second line from a prayer.
Hallowed be thy name.
Yep. Yep. That's
I would have said it if you didn't even say that because I was just trying to think of what my favorite song on that Number of the Beast is. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Whoever
terrible.
made this list should be putting the Iron Maiden.
Yeah, let me just say this. Joe, you may like the first album. I believe I sent you the clip where they hate the first album. And it's a terrible sounding album.
I'm a fanboy. I was a big Maiden fanboy. I
That
liked it.
first album should not be every song on it. Remember Tomorrow, Running Free. That song is absolute shite.
Come on.
It's terrible. Now, listen, Killers is fantastic. Murder in the Rue Morgue. What's the other one? Wrathchild. I love Kill. I walk through the subway, my eyes burn a hole in your. Oh, it's a great record. I'm going to say this: Invaders is better than most of the songs. Yeah, it's better than most of the songs you said on this list. Pillaging. What was the other one? The Prisoner.
Yep.
You know that's what's his name talking in the beginning.
Yeah, Patrick McGowan.
You love McGowan.
Oh yeah, I love The Prisoner. Hey, you ever watch the show The Prisoner?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thing is, there are some episodes that really, and the way it wrapped up was kind of lame, but early on it was a good show.
Today we did that song by Black Crows. I can't remember the name of what it's called. What the hell's the name of that song? Something Salvation. I forget. I didn't even know the song, but I had to learn it today to teach it. Oh, Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan is an instrumental, right? It's one of those things like Lost for Words. I think Iron Maiden's instrumentals are among the worst. They are. There's nothing to them. It's like Lost for Words is so bad. Otherwise, if they put a song like if Die With Your Boots On was on and replaced Lost for Words, that album might be their best album. But they had to throw the dog. Yeah, well, maybe Flat. No, The Duelist. The Duelist is the one that's like, as a young man chasing dragons. Yeah, right? That's Flash and the Blade. How does The Duelist go? Oh, The Duelist is the it reminds me of what is it? I'm trying to think. It reminds me of something on Peace of Mind. Is The Duelist the fight for your honor, fight for your pleasure, fight for your life? Is that The Duelist?
I think so.
Yeah. Could somebody tell me if I'm right? That's The Duelist, the one that goes fight for your honor, fight for your life. Or if we put you all to sleep. Folks, welcome to Dave's Insomnia fucking podcast, where if you have trouble sleeping, you won't be by the time we finish reading this Iron Maiden list.
Well, I
We
typed in
finished
that
the
song
list.
lyric and The Duelist.
No, I don't
came in,
either.
so it must be.
What is it?
Fight for the honor, fight for the splendor, fight for your life.
That's it. Okay, so I remember The Duelist. I haven't listened to that album in a while. No, it's not Salvation. It's something. Maybe it's called Something Salvation. There's 2 words in this song. Yeah, isn't it like then it goes down to the which reminded me of Please, just got to talk to you.
But there's also
That's
Sex
an Aerosmith
Pistols.
song.
That progression sounded like Sex Pistols.
Oh yeah. There's a Sex Pistols song that completely rips that Aerosmith song. What the hell's the name of that Aerosmith?
Isn't it
Sick as a Dog.
Antichrist?
Yeah.
I am an
Huh?
Antichrist.
That's what I just said.
Yeah. Oh, you said that? Yeah, I don't. Yeah, Sick as a Dog.
Great song.
That's rocks, right?
Yep.
Guys, it all comes back to rocks.
What's your story?
Sick as a dog. Boo, cock up your tongue. Boo.
Is it down? You'll be sorry.
You know, there are so much videos on YouTube where people like talking like Gene Simmons. Can he really play bass? And who cares what your opinion is?
I saw one of
it gets
those.
it gets to like, I guess it was Jimmy Page was friendly with him. So Jimmy Page said, "Hey man, you're great." Oh yeah, Jimmy can't be nice. What's he gonna say? Dude, you stink.
To who, Gene?
Yeah.
Ah,
I mean, I don't think Gene's a bad bass player. I love his early bass stuff, but I think as he got older, he didn't even want to play. He was just letting people go in and do the session with him, you know? He didn't play on I Was Made for Loving You.
You didn't? Who played on that then?
Somebody else in the band, or they had a session guy. It wasn't Gene. Have you guys seen the interview with Gene and Paul? And they say, "So how long have you guys been together?" And Paul's like, "We've been together for like 30 years." And Gene just goes, "Not sexually."
well, it's way more than 30 years.
Well, this was an earlier interview. It was like it's an old interview, but to me, that is like, that personifies exactly what I think of when I hear Star Child.
Tortile.
Oh,
Dude, there's an awesome band you guys got to check out. They're called Kiss. 4 guys dressed as monsters. One's a cat, one's a demon, one's a spaceman,
Here it
and
comes.
the other one is a Star Child. The fuck is a Star Child?
Did you guys ever see the interview? I think it was Tom Snyder. Who was the guy?
Oh God, yeah, the Tomorrow Show. Tomorrow Show. Yeah,
Where Ace is drunk and
hammered.
and he's reading off, and he goes and Gene plays bass, and he goes, and Ace is like, and I play lead trout.
Yeah. It's
Well,
great.
there's
The best
some
thing about
arguments
that
online.
interview.
Some arguments online about who played the bass line for "I Was Made for Loving You." It seems the consensus is that Paul played it.
Yeah. All I know is it wasn't Gene. I think Gene's come out and said he didn't play it and he didn't want to play on it.
Yeah, he hated that song.
Yeah. Which I find funny that he hated that song because he thought it was like a little too, what's the word, sissy? But he liked, I was sucking cock, I was licking balls in a glory hole. Sure Knows Something is the gayest song in the planet.
Yeah.
We always tell people we're gonna play something from Kiss, and we always just goof around and we just stop playing that song. But we, with the change lyrics, I was sucking cock, I was licking ball, I was rimming
are you
dudes
gay?
in a
Sounds
glory
like Michael
hole.
McDonald doing it.
Why are you gay?
Da-da-da. I hear something and I show Oh my God, you guys have been together for like 50 years. Not sexually.
Show the interview where Gene was interviewed over that song.
Which song?
Why are you gay?
Oh, exactly. Oh, yeah. Yeah, here's Gene. Here's somebody interviewing Gene after he heard I was made for loving you.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
Actually, that wasn't Gene. That was the stunt double for Ace Frehley in the movie
Exactly.
The Phantom of the Park.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Actually, somebody brought it up to Gene and said to Gene, why would you have to say you guys aren't together sexually?
He's a fag.
He's a star
By the way, I'm
child.
going to go on record and say the greatest drama series on television all time is The Sopranos. I know people will argue and say Breaking Bad was better. I'll take The Sopranos over it. If I had to, you're stuck on an island, you can only watch one for the rest of your existence, and you have to watch one, it's The Sopranos for me. Gentlemen, what's your thoughts?
My thoughts is take the one with more episodes because you're on a desert island.
Yeah, Sopranos has more seasons, and they're longer shows. Oh, maybe they're the same.
I think the Game of Thrones fanboys would argue with you.
I've
was a great series.
I've seen 10 minutes of Game of Thrones, like the very
I
first
haven't watched
episode.
any.
Yeah.
Well,
And it was
here's-
like this couple were going at it, and it was like winter time, and they're wearing
now
like
here's a
pelts
list
and
of
stuff.
drama series.
And all I could think of is how bad that room must smell. And I was like, I can't watch this. I can't watch this show. Who's
Okay,
getting a
here's
good
some
wipe
drama
back in
series.
those days?
There's some other drama series that might be up for consideration. The Wire.
Not for
Talks
me.
about that show, and I've never seen it.
Yeah, I seen some. It's pretty good. ER.
No.
Mad
The
Men.
first few seasons of Hill Street
No, I'm
Blues
just
was
listing
good.
off some shows. I'm not saying anything's better.
No,
or
but
anything.
you're listing off shows. List off something in your mind that you think would
Well,
compete.
Well, I typed in greatest drama series of all time. This is the list that came up. It says Game of Thrones, Sopranos, Mad Men, ER, The Wire, Americans, whatever the fuck that is, True Detective. I've heard of that. West Wing,
I don't
Justified,
think I'm happy with one thing on that list.
Fargo, Friday
The
Night
movie
Lights.
was good.
They're not saying Sopranos.
First of all, Breaking Bad's great. Better Call Saul is great. Sopranos, to me, though, there's so many great storylines with Sopranos because it changed over time. You know what I mean? You had the Richie Aprile story. You had first the Junior and his mother were trying to kill him. Then Richie Aprile comes in. You got Ralphie. You got the Vito storyline. You've got Frank Vincent coming in as what the hell was his name? Phil Leotardo. I mean, there's so many great characters that came and went through the show. And of course, I'm talking about a drama, not a comedy, because I think comedy would go to Seinfeld. But Neil Bambury says Sex in the City. Welcome back, Carter, from that. I appreciate that, John, that you refer to it as a drama because there's very little funny going on Welcome Back, Carter.
That's some good. Give me drugs. Give me drugs.
I don't know Bloodline. I don't know what Americans are.
It says Blood Limb.
Yeah, but I knew what he meant. Neil Bambury says he was kidding. No, we know Neil. Sex in the City. But honestly, were you guys big Sopranos fans?
Yeah, there were some dog episodes, but yeah, I liked
I
a
was
lot.
into it for a little while, but then I don't remember why I tapered off and then just stopped watching.
Well, I mean, it was such great with Vito. I love the Vito stuff.
True Blood, yeah, that was
He's a
a good show.
fan.
He's a bag. There's so many great things about. I mean, everything. It was Sopranos went through a bunch of stuff with Big Pussy in season 2, getting rid of a main character like that. There was, I mean, it was a. I
They got
think it's
rid
up
of a lot
there.
of main characters.
Oh, you love Johnny Cake's Gold Roses. It's a. Oh wait, where's my Vito dancing? Let me find Vito real quick. Here we go.
It's a fucking joke.
I love Vito. Yeah, I mean, I think it's What about movies? What do you guys think are Paulie Walnuts? You like Paulie? It's great. Paulie Walnuts is great. I was watching clips today came on from Donnie Brasco. Are you guys Brasco fans?
Never seen
Yeah,
it.
I saw that years ago.
Oh, Matt,
Ron
it's a
Penn.
must-watch.
Really?
No, I'm thinking of something else. What was the one with Sean Penn?
Donnie
and,
Brasco's a must-watch. It's not just like because it's a mafia thing. That's not. It's just it's a great
Carlito's
movie.
Way I was thinking of.
Which one was that
Carlito?
one?
Which one?
Donnie Brasco.
Donnie Brasco's where Johnny Depp plays Joey Pistone, the FBI agent, and goes and infiltrates the mafia.
Does that
And,
have Pacino?
Pacino plays Lefty.
He knows the guy
that
that
was-
got
that was-
passed over for.
that was-
You've got Sonny
great,
Black
but
and
fuck, that-
Sonny Red.
That was kind of sad. Isn't there like a scene in there where Pacino's just taking his jewelry off and leaving it like on the dresser because he knows he's going to get fucking,
Yeah.
you know. Oof.
Oh, back to drama series. Did you guys ever watch Ozark?
No.
The first season was good. After that, I couldn't keep watching it.
I thought I watched it.
Annabon, what do you mean it's a fugazi? How do you know it's a fugazi? No.
They
I
killed
love when
Dell.
they're on the boat. When they're on the boat and Pacino gets butt hurt and he's going to tear up the card for the guy, but he takes the $100 bill out first. It's so great. Brasco's great.
Deadwood was good, but I mean that's a series that meandered. I mean, it was really good the first couple seasons, and then, the first season.
Oh, that's sad, Ed. Ed says this is very sad. Ed says that Linda's brother threw away the complete DVD series of The Sopranos we bought for her mother when she passed away. He dumpstered everything.
Oof.
Yeah, the sad part is they threw out the DVD. No, I'm kidding. That's What, I got an R out of Joe.
Oh, why
You
would
got
you
an
throw away
Ogan out of me.
DVDs? That's a waste.
Shawshank Redemption. Does anyone know my thoughts on Shawshank?
Yes, you don't like it.
I'll say it like this. You ever see the movie Kingpin?
Yes.
What does the Bible say about it? Doesn't like it. Yeah, I don't like prison movies. Unless Donald Sutherland's wasn't he the warden in Lockup?
I haven't seen Lockup in a while. Stallone.
DL loves gay prison. Oh yeah, if it's not a gay prison movie, I don't want anything to do with it.
What about Steve McQueen and Papillon?
That's a great movie.
He hides his money in a strange place.
What's the one where Escape Plan? You guys ever see Escape Plan?
Yeah, that's good.
No.
The first one I saw.
First one, I wouldn't call it good. I would say it's entertaining, but it's somewhat silly, but good. Yeah, I think The Sopranos are good.
I've seen
In fact,
Mad
I have
Men. I'm like,
a clip here of a woman whose daughter threw away her Sopranos copy on DVD.
Damn, damn, damn.
If Paul Stanley was a mafia boss, I'd love it. Only if he's going to be with Vito.
he's going to do a lot of whacking.
Get over here. Let me whack that guy. Starch. You know what? You know what? Where that whole thing comes from with me, because it never bothered me, even growing up and as an adult. But did you guys? And sadly to say, as an adult, I happened to watch a show called Scooby Doo in Kiss. You know the. Have you guys seen this?
Yeah.
No,
I haven't seen it, but I've seen the advertisements for it.
Matt, have you seen it?
no, I wanted to check it out though, but I've not seen it.
It's thoroughly enjoyable. Joe, have you seen it?
Yeah. A while back.
Okay. It's good, right?
It's okay.
But when the girl is like, "Oh, it's Star Child," I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Who lit the fag in here?" No, seriously, it's like when he's on that MTV video going to Martha Quinn, "Let's go to Italy. We'll make love by the sea." Translation: we're in Italy. I'll let you drink and get drunk so you can pass out and I can bang dudes across the fucking parking lot. No, I'm kidding, Paul. Paul watches the show. Next week, Paul Stanley will be on. Could you imagine? Can you imagine if he said, "Hey, I want to come on your show"? Wait, what do you mean come
That'd
on
be
my
messy.
show?
That'd be messy.
He said, "This is the greatest show I've come across." What? Come again? No, please don't.
It's a feature.
Morgan Freeman was awesome in Shawshank. He's awesome in everything.
Yeah.
Plays the same. I'll tell you a movie that I think is a must-watch that nobody ever sees, and it's Lucky Number 11. Matt, have you seen this movie?
No.
Bruce Willis. Let me just tell you the cast. Josh Hartnett,
Boy, it's a
Ben
big.
Kingsley, Morgan Freeman, Lucy Liu. That's all you need to know. Movie's fantastic. Oh, and who's the guy who does the Italian guy that does the Stanley Tucci? Movie's awesome. If anyone hasn't seen Lucky Number 11, it's a must watch. I want you to watch it. Come back to the show and say, "Hey, Dave, you son of a bitch, I hated it." No, you're going to like it. I guarantee you'll like it. It's a fantastic movie. It should have had one more season. What I don't even know what they're talking about. There's a great mistake in The Sopranos when Richie Aprile falls back in the chair. You could see a hand holding the chair underneath one of the grips.
I never noticed that.
Yeah. Yeah. Stanley Tucci's. Stanley Tucci's awesome.
Yeah, he's right.
But he does those commercials about Italian food now all the time. You always see him. He's got like the round rim glasses. Like what's that guy? Alden. What's that guy on the Cooking Channel? The Food Network. Alden Brown.
Alton Brown.
Alton Brown. He's starting to look like Alton Brown. And Alton Brown's starting to look like Elton John.
I always thought Alton Brown looked like Thomas Dolby.
It was David Lee Roth.
Hey, wait, this is for the.
He was in the card game, David Lee Roth. David Lee Roth was in the card game. What's the Dick Sargent or Dick York? Which one was in? Is it Dick York?
Both are
Probably.
Who's the one that looks like Jim Carrey? Dick Sargent or Dick York?
I think it's York.
York. Yeah.
Oh, so Dick Sargent was on The Sopranos. He was in the card game.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So was Frank Sinatra Jr.
Lucky Number 11, SLEVIN.
But I put a link. It's free on Tubi. Just click that link.
It's free on Tubi. You guys gotta watch it. Joe, I'm telling you, you're gonna love it.
I tried watching
And let me
it.
just say this.
I've seen it. I fucking love
It's
it.
the,
I saw
it's
it
the
when it
Kansas
came
City
out.
Shuffle. What is it? Oh, it's the Kansas City. What does he call it? The Kansas City. Is it Shuffle? And that's the Kansas City Shuffle.
The Knuckle Shuffle.
The movie's fantastic. Lucy Liu is. I'll tell you another great movie, but you have to be careful watching it free online because there's two versions. The Payback with Mel Gibson. You have to watch the original. Goodfellas is the greatest. I consider it the greatest film of all time. But Payback You have to see the theatrical version. Do not get the director's cut. It's terrible. Terrible. Completely different. They ruined it. It's how the director intended the film to be. And when it was getting towards the end of filming, Mel Gibson was like, no way, we got to fix this. And he changed the movie ending and changed it and made it way better. You got to watch that version of Payback.
Yeah, hold on.
But guys, if it is a free thing on Tubi, watch Lucky Number 11. I guarantee you're going to like it. And Morgan Freeman's awesome in it.
And there's a link to the Payback.
Ben Kingsley.
Yeah,
Sir
that was a
Ben.
great
Hey,
movie.
do you remember him in The Sopranos? Hey, Kingsley. Sir Ben, actually.
Hey, Dave, what's that guitar that's leaning up against your Mesa cabinet there?
Oh, it's not leaning, but it's on a stand. It's a
That's that fucking
Paul Reed
PRS.
Smith Villa.
That's what I thought. I thought it was a Paul Reed.
Yeah. So a while back, I traded a Strat for a PRS. Well, two Strats that I had that I was selling for PRS and some cash. And then the guy messaged me back, and he was like, "I want that PRS back, but what do I?" And he goes, "I don't want, he didn't want to give me my guitars back. He wanted to buy it back." So he was like, we worked out something. He gave me this guitar in cash, and then we did that. But I'll show you. It's all right. It's a natural satin type of wood,
Make yourself full screen.
and it's really basic as far as like what a guitar is. It's like,
But
so
it's
it's got
nice.
this brown it's nice. It's got a brown tobacco body. This neck pickup, I will say, is a really great. I enjoy it more than The Godfather, although I love The Godfather. I don't really care for Godfather 2.
Is it a set neck or a bolt-on?
It's that.
Yep.
And it's a nice guitar. I mean, it's simple switch. Well, I think that comes up to single coil, this tone knob, and then and it's a nice player. I mean, the neck's a little thin, which I tend to like a beefier neck.
You like my SG. My SG is like a fucking baseball bat. So you want to wrap it up with that top 10 list I sent you?
Yes, let's discuss that list. Hold on, let me get this thing out of here. Anyway, so it's a pretty cool guitar, Matt. Usually when I have my students, I leave it on my stand there, and they like to play it because it's kind of a cross between feeling wise like a Strat and a Les Paul, and some of my guys play Pauls, and I'm just like, just come and play this.
If it wasn't for the double cutaway, it reminds me of an old Gibson Marauder.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a good looking guitar.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's as basic. I mean, they make it as basic and as cheap as they can. And, if you were to cut tracks on this, it would sound just like anything else, Hey, Roses got what I was playing. I was playing I'm Your Captain.
Well, it's got good acoustics for a electric.
Yeah. I'm your captain. Oh, yeah, no birds. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I don't really... Yeah, that was one of the lessons today that I worked on that song, and there was a Black Crowes song. Yeah, I mean, I love when people say that though. Oh, it sounds really good acoustic. It's like, yeah, it's pretty loud. But I'll tell you what, you're not going to play Madison Square Garden like this.
Yeah, but it's not dead wood. Okay, this is a top.
Well, they have
10
things
list.
for that now. There's hymns. There's that for Deadwood.
Crickets.
It is exactly. I can hear the crickets.
Well, you got frogs.
Yeah, you're right.
So this was a list I came across on Twitter that I made a screen cap of and sent to Dave. It's called
Oh, that was Twitter?
Yeah, I found it on Twitter. Oh, everything this week I sent to you, I found on Twitter. The best
X.
X. Yeah, X. The best rock bands in history, according to Rolling Stone magazine.
Oh God, Rolling
Oh
Stone.
God,
Did
these
you-
fucking idiots.
Did you read the list, Dave?
Stones is going to be number one.
Because I came back when I sent this to Dave. I said, "Are they fucking kidding me?" I'm using this on Wednesday. Coming in at number 10 is The Doors.
Okay, so I think the Doors are very good. I do not think they belong in the top 10. Is this top 10 or 20?
Top
10
10,
of all time?
Top 10.
No
yeah.
way. Now, I do think the first album is a perfect album. I think LA Woman and Morrison Hotel are also really great. Top 10, absolutely not. I think I can name, I don't know, 30,
I'll
40
agree with
bands
you.
better.
They've always been in my top 10 of favorite.
Man,
bands.
what's your monitor up on the ceiling there?
Who?
What's that?
You have is that a monitor up there or a TV?
It's a TV.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Coming in at number 9 on the best rock bands in history, according to Rolling Stone, is the Velvet Underground.
Oh, here we go.
Oh boy.
How the
These
fuck?
guys are fucking turds.
How the
They're
fuck?
turds. The Velvet Underground could be, if they had a list of the top most overrated, shitty fucking bands of all time,
They're there.
they're going to be close to number one. They might be third.
If you can't name 3 songs from a band, how the fuck are they the best top 10 best band?
I could
Okay.
actually name some, but it's like there's a long.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
their
please.
songs. They're terrible.
Coming in at number 8 is Nirvana.
Are we mental?
That's what I'm
Nirvana.
saying.
Have they lost the plot?
The plot's been. Are
How
they
many
taking-
albums does Nirvana have? 3, and then the unplugged storytellers, right? Unplugged, and then 3 studio records.
Yeah, the Bleach, Nevermind, and In Utero.
As my friends across the
I
pond
can
would
name
say, they're
th-
taking the piss. Whoever made
I
this
can
list, they're
name
taking
3
the
groups
piss.
of 3 albums by Rush that I think would make a better rock band than Nirvana.
There you go.
I mean, I could sit there and say Moving Pictures, fucking Signals, and Permanent Waves. And then in another breath, I could say, well, 2112 and hold on, folks. Jerry's here for the end. Jerry, welcome. Let me see if there's a
Hey,
better way I
Jerry.
can put
Hello,
everybody.
guys.
Oh, Jerry.
There
Yeah.
we go.
Hello. Just in
All
time.
right,
for the
so
best
go-
rock band
moving
of all
on.
time.
Okay, so just to recap: number 10, The Doors; number 9, Velvet Underground; number 8, Nirvana; number 7, Radiohead.
They got 5 or 6 songs that I like. And I think they're a decent band.
Yeah.
Decent band. That's me being nice.
I think I love OK Computer. I love that album.
Yeah.
That's I would give
Pablo
them-
Honey's not bad.
I'm not saying they're a bad band, but they're
No,
not
not
top 10. They're not top 10. Okay, finally some sanity in the list. Coming in at number 6 is The Who. Yes, The Who.
You said Sanity?
Oh,
There's no fucking way the Who is in my top 50.
come on. I know you were going to say that.
I just don't like them.
I know
I
you
agree
know.
with him.
I know.
I
All right,
agree with him, too.
wait, who agrees? You agree, Krelba?
I totally agree. I was never a huge.
Who's next? It's a great fucking record.
It's good.
Who by
Quadrophenia is
numbers?
good.
Terrible. Terrible album. Quadrophenia is very good. A little gay, but very good.
Who's gay?
Surprised there isn't a song called
Who's
Stupid Child
gay?
on it.
Quadrophenia is gay.
Yeah. And then Who Are You I like. Face Dances I like. Eminent Front's album's horrible.
That's,
And all the
that's
early
hard.
stuff, forget about it. But the Who to me, could be one of the worst British bands of that era.
Oh, I don't agree with you. Coming
You're
in at number
saying Pink Floyd's not better than the Who?
Pink Floyd's way better than the Who.
Led
Zeppelin.
Zeppelin's not better than the Who?
Of course they are, but
Zeppelin,
I said
Stones?
y-
Kinks.
Yeah.
I don't take the Stones over.
You're gonna
the
lose
Who.
me. Yeah, you're gonna lose me on the Stones.
I'm not.
You
I've
are
never,
kidding me.
never fucking
I'm
been
not a big Stone fan.
I like some of their songs. I don't.
I'm
fucking
with
care for
Joe.
them. Fuck them.
And I've iterated that many times before.
My entire life.
I'm going
my
on
entire
record to say
life.
the Rolling Stones are only 1,000 times better than the Who.
Well, yeah. Well, you
I
know
don't
what?
really
That's
I would
like your
recommend for
opinion,
you to
man.
listen to the album Sticky Fingers.
Okay. Coming in at number 5 is Led Zeppelin, who should be at number 1 of any
Agreed.
Yeah,
fucking
they should be
greatest
higher.
rock and
They
roll.
should be
Yeah.
higher.
Coming in at number 4 is Pink Floyd.
Yeah,
Definitely top
10.
5, but not higher than Zeppelin, in my opinion.
I wouldn't say top 5, but I would say they're a great band. Definitely top 10. Definitely not better than Zeppelin.
Okay. Coming in at number 2 is U2.
Okay, let me just say this before we get to U2. Are you familiar with See Emily Play?
Yes. Pink
I-
Floyd.
the 60s Pink Floyd.
Barrett era. Yeah.
Sid
Yeah.
Barrett.
Well, Barrett only did one album, so he's only on the 67 Pipers at the Gates of Dawn. After that, he's gone. We got 68, 69, you got 70, and then we get what, Metal in 72? I think Metal's the first good album. Although
Metal's
Free
great.
4 isn't bad. That might be from 71. Other than that, that early stuff is abysmal. Horrible. Arnold Lane.
Arnold Lane.
So early in the 60s, early in their career, like late 60s, Sid Barrett left the band. And here's a quick little interview with Sid.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
That gay
He
guy.
obviously heard the song Arnold Lane. Okay, go on. Listen, Pink Floyd's awesome when it comes to From Metal, Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, Animals, The Wall. But Final Cut, I heard the song The Final Cut today. One of the best songs they ever did. Easily the best Gilmour solo. Now let's get to the absurdity of the U2 being number 2.
No,
Yeah.
no, U2 is number 3.
Tree.
Oh, they're number 3, but they remind me of number 2.
So far, we have 4 bands that should not be on this list. We have Velvet Underground, Nirvana, Radiohead, and U2.
I think
According to
I
Dave-
think you're lowballing that number.
According to Dave, The Who shouldn't be on this list either.
That I agree with.
Coming in at number 2 is the Rolling Stones on the best rock bands in history, according to Rolling Stones.
They beat out Led Zeppelin, really?
Yeah.
They're gonna
Okay,
put
I'm gonna-
Queen number 1.
I'm going to
Who?
be honest.
Queen.
They
Queen's
should
not on the
belong in-
list.
No, they're
Queen's
not on the
not
list.
on the fucking
They
list. They're not
belong
on
in
the
the top
fucking list.
5.
It'll be Beatles. It'll
It's
be
the
a
Beatles.
Beatles.
Of course.
It's the Beatles. Where's
But
Queen?
the Stones belong in the top 5. Zeppelin's definitely a better band. You could argue Queen, but the Stones, I mean, I can't even say it enough.
Yeah, how is
Yeah,
Queen
that-
not even on the list?
I don't understand that.
And the
Let me
Velvet
just- okay,
Underground.
Where's Black
Let-
Sabbath? Where's AC/DC? Fucking
Black
Rush
Sabbath's
should
in
be on there.
Birmingham. AC/DC, they're down in Queensland, Australia. No, let me just say this. The Stones in the 60s were a great band. Time Is on My Side, Ruby Tuesday, Under My Thumb. These are great 60s songs. You may not like it, may not like the 60s sound, but they were a great 60s band. In
Yeah, where's the
69,
Monkees?
when they came out with Let It Bleed and did Gimme Shelter and You Can't Always Get What You Want, a explosive album for the end of the decade. 71, they came up with Sticky Fingers, and this is a dirtier, sexier Stones, and it's phenomenal. Exile on Main Street, Goat's Head Soup, it's only rock and roll, but I like it. Then we get into the modern Stones, the Black and Blue, the Some Girls, Emotional Rescue, Tattoo You. Now, we'll give you this. The next 2 albums are dogs with the Harlem Shuffle and One Hit to the Body. But after Keith Richards does his solo record and gets that out of his system, they're back in it with Steel Wheels. In the 90s, Voodoo Lounge is as good as any Stones album, and they're already old men. 2006, they did a Bigger Bang, and that was a great record. Now we're going to compare that to The Who had 4 good albums over 30 years of a career, and the 4 albums were within 10 years of each other? No. Come on. I can name. Let me just say this. Who's a better band? Okay, here. Let me just do this for you, Joe. Electric Light Orchestra or The Who?
I don't listen to Yellow, so I'm not.
Okay.
I'll say ELO, hands down.
All right.
ELO.
Queen or The Who?
Queen.
My favorite band.
Okay. Rush or The Who?
Rush.
Okay, so I'm already knocking The Who pretty much to the back of the list.
Van
I think I can
Halen
knock
or The Who. Van
Oh,
Halen.
where's
Van
Van
Halen.
Halen on this list?
Aerosmith or The Who? Black
The Who.
Sabbath or The Who?
Oh, the Black Sabbath.
Judas Priest or The Who? Joe, Iron Maiden or The Who? I'm putting them in the 20s right now. I think I can get you going. The Who don't make the list. And listen, Quadrophenia is a great record. I got to be honest. I used to love the song Quadrophenia. And now when I hear it, have you guys been to a play? Have you guys been to plays before?
Yeah.
You know when you go to a play and you get the overture and it's like a little sampling of what you're about to hear for the whole play, for the whole musical?
Yes.
And it's done in a very like teasing gay way. Here's a taste of this song. Now we're gonna you can just imagine the musical director's like, and now bring in the elbows and we're gonna really just give him a little taste of Sea and Sand. That's how I feel that Townsend is doing in the song Quadrophenia, where he's like giving you a whole taste of the album. And when you know the whole backstory of it's a guy with 4 personalities, it's honestly, I don't know if you guys ever seen the interview with Pete Townsend where he talks about what the story behind Quadrophenia is. It's so bad. I'm just going to show you this quick clip from it.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
That dude sounds good.
Never gets old.
Hey, woman.
You like the way I slid that one in? No, there's actually an interview where he talks about the making of Quadrophenia, and he's like, and the main character Jimmy has 4, and it's like this was just who you pitched this to. You couldn't even get a movie made. Oh, they got a movie made, but no one watched. It's terrible. The story is terrible, but the record. I mean, Sea and Sand, Punk Meets the Godfather, Had Enough. I love the record. But now when I hear the song Quadrophenia, I have to fast forward to it because I feel like I'm in the middle of a play when all of a sudden, what is it? Do you guys know the song Quadrophenia, or am I just talking? Okay, Quadrophenia is like, they give you it starts off with a little taste of the real me, and then it goes into, and at the end you hear him go, la, no, sorry, that's the beginning. It's just like the whole theme, and it introduces all the themes to the songs. And there's one part when you hear like these bassoons or whatever the fuck instrument it is, but it comes in. And I am just like, am I in a glory hole? What the fuck am I listening to? I feel like I'm, you got to come see the show. It is, listen, not happening.
Whimsy.
It's and the songs on it, like Sea and Sand, I'll say it again, it's great. Punk Meets the Godfather. There's a whole list of songs. Not almost Cut My Hair. What's it called? Cut My Hair.
Almost
Cut My Hair is Crosby, Stills and Nash. Yeah, but what's the? Why should I care if they wanna cut my hair? Which is also the beginning of 5 Feet. Like it's a lot of that like thematic stuff.
I know the
like
song, and it's on tip of my tongue.
It's almost annoying as Jean Valjean. Are you guys familiar with Les Mis?
Yeah, God, I hate that.
Oh,
Isn't
now
that,
you get it.
isn't that 5:15?
Yeah.
That song?
Well, no. No, it starts off. No, it's 5:15 goes. Why should I care?
Yeah.
But not if I cut my hair. That's no. I'm telling you, it's in another song. They use the same
Right.
theme. It's like a play.
I get it.
Yeah, it's all over the place. And let me tell you, the Stones would never do that. Let me tell you. I just want to say, even if you just listen to side one.
I'm going to say.
Actually,
I'm
Joe,
gonna
you're
say
a
this.
blues guy. Joe, I'm going to tell you right now, tomorrow at work, just please listen to the record Sticky Fingers and come back and tell me what you thought. Won't be a lot of songs you know.
It's strong.
Steely Dan better than
Wild
most of the
Horses
10.
on that
Steely Dan's definitely, I mean, people will argue, well, it's not a band. It's a band. I'll take it as a band. The first two albums are definitely a band.
Yeah, but I wouldn't call them necessarily a rock band. I mean,
Well, they're jazz rock. They're as much rock as they are jazz. I would say they were more rock than jazz because it's really not.
It's 5:15.
What?
Why should I care?
No. Well, that's the who's the Who fan here? Is it Hannah-Bomb? Hannah-Bomb. What's the one I'm talking about?
Dave, I am. You know, and I
Well,
think
you would
they're
know what
more
song I'm
like
talking about.
a component of rock and roll. You know what I mean?
Oh my God! I just caught a fly out of
Huge
midair.
influence.
Hang on, I
Yeah.
gotta throw this out in the toilet.
A handful of great songs versus the
Oh,
Stones.
dude.
You know.
10:30.
Yeah, hold on. I'm just looking at something. The song is called "Cut My Hair."
Oh.
Why should I care if I have to cut my hair? I've got to move with the fashion or be an outcast. Well, I know I should fight, but my old man, he's really all right. And I'm still living at home, even though it won't last. Suit, white jacket with side vent. I'm telling you, this the song is, the album is completely every song. Like there's two songs on the album where he goes into the same bridge and goes, I drive a GL scooter with my hair cut clean. I know. One of them is Sea and Sand. What the hell's the other one? And where the hell's Hannah-Bomb? There he is, Hannah-Bomb. Aren't you the Who fan? If you're not a Who fan, Hannah-Bomb, I'm sorry. I just assumed you were from the terrible music you told me you liked in the past. I know he's a big Ramones fan.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, so the
Nothing wrong
Who,
with
it's cut
that.
my hair. Now let me just see this one here. The Who.
Is my brother still here? He's a Ramones fan.
Dave loves the Ramones.
What the hell's? I like the worst. Yes. The Who. What's the name? A Sea and Sand. Let me see what the lyrics are, because I know they use it twice. A GS scooter. Okay. Let me just see if I put this.
Now, Dave, are you this
Oh, it's
critical?
also in. It's also okay. So I've had enough on the Quadrophenia and Sea and Sand, which are two great songs. Both have the same bridge. Doug, every Wednesday, 8:30 Eastern time to 10:30. We're just about done here. I just wanted to figure out if I wasn't going crazy, but I am just showing. And I'm telling you, I'm not the big Who fan, but I know Quadrophenia, and I know when I hear the same song inside another song. There's also a couple of things in Punk Meets the. What's the song that goes? You were there when you know we were doing. You only became what we made you. Gonna fly and how? It's Punk Meets the Godfather. I'm the punk with the stutter. My generation. Wait, I think in that song they do the GS scooter line again. Anyways, folks, Joe, what is your day like tomorrow? I know you had a relaxing day today because it was
Going back to
Juneteenth,
work.
and
Going back to work.
all right. Yeah, Sticky Fingers is great. Although I have to say, Some Girls is my favorite Stones album.
That is a good selection.
Better than the Who. Although you might be a Who fan. You like 3-chord rock.
I love it.
No, I know. I'm not being. I'm not being. I wasn't being disparaging in any way.
No, I
I'm saying
think they're a
some
huge
people
influence. They're not a mediocre band, but when they're great, they are fantastic. But there's some.
I believe Van Halen stole from the Who.
Eddie
I'll say
Eddie
Eddie in the Senorita. I'm in trouble again. It's the same thing as it's the synthesizer intro. Also,
right.
Ain't talking about love.
At the end of Ain't Talking About Love,
Yeah.
he does.
Down, down, down.
Right? That's the end of Ain't Talking About Love. It's also listening to you. I get opinions following you. I get the heat right behind you. I get excited at you.
I am gay, according to Hanoi Bomb.
I forget how to play that whole thing. Oh. What does that do? Anyways, yeah.
I tell you, Townsend's right hand on that song is pretty impressive.
Well, yeah, I can't play it full out here. It would be loud. I don't want to play that. But like I said, I do like. I love rough boys running the street. Come a little.
Good song, but pretty gay. Rough Boys. Rough Boys. Under the
Rough
Heat.
boys. Oh, you know what? My singer used to always like hate singing the line. Rough boys running the streets when he's like, I want to bite and kiss you. That's what he says in the song. I want to bite and kiss you.
Then Rough Boys Under the Sheets.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And, there's an interview with him talking about the Empty Glass album and what all that meant. And here's a scene from it right here before we go.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
Yeah, that's it. Although he came out later and said he wasn't gay, he only likes to do men. Well, he identifies as a straight man.
I gotta
Confused.
go.
All right, guys. I'm in Mass. Jerry's in Mass. Jerry, you going to the gym tomorrow night?
I went to one tonight just to kind of warm up. Yeah, I'm going to work on it. I
don't know if I'm going to go, but what?
Is it Satch? Satch is hosting either tomorrow.
Oh,
or
not
next
Steve.
week. Well,
Text
he's
me,
a
let me
special
know.
guest. Special guest.
Text me, let me know. It's all right. I don't care either way. I don't know if I'm going to go. It depends if I.
Al wants to go up there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was texting me earlier. He likes to text me only when I'm doing things, like if I got it doing my show.
Yeah, well, he
All
called
right,
you.
everyone. Listen, I want to say goodnight to everybody. I want to say goodnight to John Boy and Mary Ellen to start. It's been a long
Good night,
time
John
since I said
Boy.
goodnight to the Waltons.
Turn the lights off.
Matt, have a great night. Joe, have a great night.
Good
Real
night,
Bob.
everybody.
Maybe we'll smoke a cigar this weekend. I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, that sounds like a
Trying
plan.
Trying to remember what I got going on.
Oh, before we go, since I've been working, I go on the smoking breaks. I've been smoking way too many cigars. I smoke the
I'm
backwards on the short breaks, and I smoke the punch
Oh,
on the
really?
long break. Yeah, I gotta stop.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Krell's in Rhode Island, and the two boys on the right, Matt and Joe, are in Florida. All right, guys, that's going to be it. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us and watching. If you haven't watched the Karen Reed case that I went off in the beginning, go look on YouTube. There's lots of videos on it.
What's with the fan?
Very good.
What fan?
It begins the shot, or they pan away to it. They always go to the ceiling.
Oh,
fan.
the court. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's
well, first of all,
hilarious.
so you've been watching this. You've been watching it,
Talking about
Jerry.
Joe.
I saw
He's
it.
got the fan.
Well,
Guys, this is never.
Yeah, let me tell you something.
Rest in
It's a
peace.
hard case to prove when the guy wasn't hit by a car. They're saying she hit him with a car. That guy doesn't have any injuries consistent with a car. Oh, no, but there's more to the story. No, there's less. There's no injury here. It's like blaming a guy with a knife for shooting. It's like, I don't care what backstory you have on the guy. That blade ain't pulling out bullets.
It's just recent.
Anyways, guys, it's worth a watch. It's silliness at its best. I think it's funny. I could show you someone that doesn't think it's very funny.
You think it's fucking funny. It's not fucking funny.
Beetlejuice.
Just a little sensitive to lawsuits. All right, everybody, listen, have a great night, and we is out of here.
Later.
Very good.